The airport was alive with the usual noise. The roll of luggage wheels, the buzz of announcements, the steady rhythm of thousands of footsteps moving toward 100 different destinations. But amid that controlled chaos, one German shepherd's ears twitched. His name was Rex, a veteran canine with scars hidden beneath his thick fur, trained to detect danger before it struck. Rex's handler, Officer Daniel Hart, walked beside him, alert but calm, scanning the crowd. It had been a long shift, and the flight delays made the terminal even more crowded than usual. The air smelled of coffee, jet fuel, and stress. "Easy, boy," Daniel murmured, patting Rex's side. "Just one more sweep, then we're done." But Rex didn't seem interested in slowing down. His head lifted suddenly, nose twitching. His golden eyes locked on something across the hall, a woman standing by the check-in counter, rocking a stroller back and forth gently. Daniel noticed the shift in his partner's posture. "You smell something, Rex." The shepherd gave a low growl, his tail stiff. Then, without warning, he lunged forward. "Rex, heel," Daniel barked, but Rex didn't stop. The leash slipped through Daniel's fingers as the dog bolted through the crowd, weaving between startled travelers. Gasps echoed. "What's that dog doing?" someone shouted. The woman turned, startled, just as Rex leapt, straight into the stroller. The woman screamed. The stroller tipped, wheels spinning, and something small rolled out onto the polished floor. For a heartbeat, time froze. It wasn't a toy. It wasn't a bottle. It was a small, half-open package, wrapped in a soft baby blanket, wires peeking from its edge. Daniel's training kicked in instantly. "Everyone back, now," he yelled, diving toward Rex. "Move, security, bomb squad, move." Panic exploded through the terminal. People screamed and ran for the exits. The mother froze, hands trembling, whispering, "No, no, no, that's not." Daniel crouched low beside the stroller, heart hammering. Rex stood protectively in front of the stroller, growling deep in his throat, every muscle tense. "Talk to me, Mom," Daniel shouted. "What is that?" Tears filled the woman's eyes. "It's not a bomb. It's my baby's monitor." But Daniel could see it. The wires weren't from a monitor. He had seen too many disguised devices in his years overseas. Rex barked again, sharply, 3 times. His alert signal. Daniel's hand went to his radio. "Control, this is K97. We've got a possible explosive at Terminal C. Evacuate the area." The crowd was gone now, just echoing footsteps and alarms. The woman was sobbing, hands over her mouth, whispering prayers. Daniel kept his eyes on the device. The blinking red light, then a pause. Then a blink again. He could hear the faint ticking. "Rex, stay," he ordered, backing away slowly. But Rex didn't move. "Rex," Daniel hissed. "Stay." Instead, Rex turned his head, and Daniel saw something in his eyes. A deep, unspoken loyalty. The same look Rex gave before running into burning buildings or collapsing rubble during rescues. And then Rex did something no one expected. He grabbed the blanket in his jaws and ran. "Rex, no." The dog sprinted toward the far corner of the terminal, the emergency exit leading to the tarmac. Daniel chased him, lungs burning. "Rex, drop it." But Rex didn't stop. He pushed through the exit with his weight, the door slamming open into the cold air. He darted into the empty space between planes, the device clutched tight. Daniel's voice broke. "Rex, please." And then, an explosion. A sharp, blinding flash of light filled the air, followed by a deep rumble that shook the ground. The noise echoed through the hangars, setting off car alarms and screams in the distance. Daniel fell to the ground, ears ringing, the shockwave knocking him breathless. He looked up, smoke rising from the far end of the runway. "Rex," he whispered. Fire trucks and sirens converged. Security officers ran in every direction. Daniel stumbled forward, ignoring the shouts telling him to stay back. His vision blurred with smoke and tears. He reached the spot where the explosion had ripped a hole in the tarmac. black ash, metal fragments. And there, lying motionless, was Rex. Daniel's knees buckled. No. He ran to his partner, sliding beside him. Rex's fur was singed, his body still. Daniel pressed a trembling hand to his neck. Come on, buddy. Come on. Nothing. The world around him blurred. The flames, the shouting, the flashing lights. None of it mattered. All Daniel could see was the dog who had saved hundreds of lives, and given his last breath doing it again. He pulled Rex's head into his lap, whispering through tears, "You did good, boy. You did so good." The woman from the terminal stumbled toward them, escorted by officers. Her face was pale, tears streaking her cheeks. "I didn't know," she sobbed. "I didn't know it was in there. Someone switched my bag at the check-in line." Daniel looked up at her, eyes full of disbelief and understanding. She wasn't the enemy. She was a pawn. Someone had used her and her baby as cover. "Mom," Daniel said hoarsely, "you and your baby are alive because of him." She fell to her knees beside him, reaching out to touch Rex's paw. "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." The fire crews finally doused the last of the flames. A medic gently pulled Daniel away, but he couldn't let go of the collar. The tag glinted in the flashing red lights. Rex, service never ends. Hours later, the terminal reopened. News cameras captured everything. The wreckage, the hero dog, the crying mother clutching her baby. The story spread worldwide by morning. K9 gives his life to save hundreds at airport. A week later, a memorial was held in the same terminal where it happened. Hundreds gathered, officers, travelers, families, people who didn't even know Rex, but felt the weight of his sacrifice. Daniel stood at the podium, wearing his dress uniform. The air was still. The American flag rippled slightly above. He took a breath, voice trembling. Rex wasn't just a K9. He was my partner, my brother. He didn't run because I told him to. He ran because he knew someone had to. He didn't see danger. He saw lives to protect. A hush fell over the crowd. The mother sat in the front row, her baby in her arms. She held a small bouquet of white flowers, which she later placed beside Rex's framed photo. After the ceremony, Daniel walked to the K9 memorial wall. He placed Rex's collar beneath the engraved words, "In valor, there is hope." He whispered, "See you on the other side, partner." And as he walked away, a breeze swept through the hall, carrying a faint sound, like the jingle of a dog tag. Months passed. Daniel returned to work, though the weight in his chest never truly left. One day, as he prepared for another patrol, the chief handed him a folder. Inside was a photo of a small German shepherd puppy. "Meet Hope," the chief said softly. "She's from Rex's last litter. Thought you'd want to train her." Daniel stared at the picture. The puppy had the same golden eyes. The same spark. He smiled for the first time in months. "Yeah," he whispered. "Let's do it." That day, as Daniel walked out into the sunlight with the little pup trotting beside him, he felt it, that same unbreakable bond forming again. Because sometimes, heroes never really leave. They just come back, in new forms, with the same heart. And every time a K9 unit passed through that airport, officers would pause at the memorial near Gate 14. There, beneath a bronze statue of a shepherd, were the words etched forever. He jumped without hesitation, so others could fly home.